following the path to happiness and one fulfilled life. Not that there's any particular destination, but when you show up fully intent on being immersed in the experience for all that it is, when you show up and find your heart glowing and content, you'll know you've arrived. Hello, everybody, and welcome here today for what is to stand here as our formal new beginning of the Mountain Mystic podcast. Yes, I'm so excited and honestly a bit nervous to be present here in this change, this shift, this page turn, this chapter turn for the Upward Slopes podcast as we move forward into the world of the Mountain Mystic. The Mountain Mystic podcast, that's what I'm here to introduce for you today, not as some full-on big change deviating from what we've been doing before, but instead as a stand, rooting here more firmly, connecting in here more deeply in this space where we get to open more fully to the mysteries, to the magic that is here, right here in this moment. What is right here in this present moment to be seen, to be felt, to be known, to be alchemized, transformed. Because as we're here, standing rooted in this space, deepening into this present moment, open to receiving what is here, to be felt, to be known, to be experienced. What is here? What is right here? This is what is going to bring us that joy, that fulfillment, that peace, that connection that we are all seeking. What is right here? How do we become more firmly rooted, connected, present in this very moment? But if you've been with me for any time at all, you know that this isn't the full picture. This isn't the full picture because here on the Mountain Mystic podcast, we get to play. We get to play with the mountain. And the mountain isn't a static point. It is a dynamic, forward, moving playground. There is somewhere to get to. Isn't there somewhere to get to? There's always somewhere to get to. So as we be in the practice, a process, a practice, a philosophy that we are certainly here to explore. As we are here, what we find, it always happens, no matter how hard we try. It always happens, doesn't it? That it starts to seep in. The next moment, the next point, up there's somewhere up there to get to, isn't there? There always is here in this human experience, no matter how hard we may try to be present right here, right now in this moment. There is always somewhere to get to. There's a pain to be resolved, a problem to be solved, a longing in our hearts, a want, a desire, a need to move from this point in space and time, here rooted in this present moment. There is a need to cast our gaze up ahead and to move forward into a new point in space and time. And it's this sort of playground that captured my attention years ago. Years ago, I was deeply immersed in what I can only speak to as a different realm, a different life, a different way of being, a different way of understanding this world. That's the world of health and medicine and science and engineering, a world I speak to often, a world that I honor for all the gifts that it brings in this world. And as I found myself there, fully present, rooted in this wanting, this longing to solve health problems, to alleviate disease, to alleviate pain and suffering, and to bring more energy, more mental clarity, more feeling good to humans, I found myself staring. I found myself staring at this question. How is it that we can be here fully present? Because it's only when we are present, being present to the information, the sensations, the emotions, everything that is here held in the energies of this moment. It is only here that we can truly be attuned to what is ready to be experienced in this moment. So presence, how can we be more fully present? And at the same time, as we've spoken to, the more that we deepen into this present moment, the more that we feel this pull to move out of it, to step into the next moment. Because again, in this moment, there are pains that we want to resolve. There are scenes that capture our attention, our hearts, and pull us forward. Maybe, just maybe, in that moment up ahead, there's less pain, there's less suffering, there's more joy, there's more light. And what is it here and now that needs to happen so that this moment can be transformed into the next moment that we see? We see it, we see the potential. It's there. If we can see it, it's possible, isn't it? If we can see it, how is it that we actually take those steps to transform this moment into the next? And if we really distill this wild, messy, chaotic, beautiful human experience down into its fundamentals, it's this that I arrive at. How do we bring ourselves into this present moment as we cast our gaze up ahead? How do we understand, comprehend, know this present moment? And how do we cast our gaze up ahead and call in what is quite possibly a better, brighter, more beautiful experience to be felt, to be known, to be experienced up ahead? A playground for life, a playground that is the human experience as I have come to know it. And I've come to know it as the mountain. The mountain, I've come to know it as I have ran or hiked up countless mountains in these many, many years that I've been blessed to be here on planet Earth. In all these mountains I've climbed, these very real mountains, it's this that I am constantly being taught. Katie, be present here. Be present here. There is so much right here in this point in space and time. Can I root more firmly? Can I connect more deeply into this present moment? There is so much that could be taken in if I wasn't so busy flying on by. But I can't stand here for eternity, can I? For there's a point up ahead, there's a peak, a mountaintop, and she is calling my name, and my heart is longing, and my legs are aching to move, and my mind is set up there to these sights that I know will hold so much beauty, so much joy, so much fulfillment if I can get myself there. So what we have here as the mountain is a polarity. It's a polarity because guess what, you guys? Life is no stagnant thing. Life is not a point in space and time. Life is not a simple matter of being present here and now in this moment. Life is a dance. It's dynamic. It's movement. It's a playground where we get to move and explore and dance as we experience what is here to be experienced. Where are your sights being set? Where is your heart being pulled? What very real problems are presenting themselves as work to be done to resolve pain, suffering, discomfort? Here on the Mountain Mystic podcast, this is our playground as we explore this very simple yet very full, very expansive model for the human experience. As we explore this game of presence, this game of longing, of problem solving, of being here and now as we set our gaze up ahead. So as we start to close out this mini episode today, to stand here as, again, this formal page turn for the Upward Slopes Turned Mountain Mystic podcast, I want to bring you a formal invitation to join me here. Again, maybe you've been with me since the beginning of the Upward Slopes podcast. Maybe you joined in this journey somewhere along the way in that first season. Maybe you're here brand new now. Maybe you've been with me for years. Whoever you are, I want to bring you a formal invitation. You can say yes, you can say no. As you do, I invite you to take a moment, settle in, feel your feet on the floor, your seat on the chair. Take a few breaths, deep breaths down into your body. Take a moment to settle right into your heart space. If that phrasing rubs you the wrong way, use your breath. Let it guide you deep into your chest cavity. That's where you'll find it. Your heart, your guiding light, your discerner. I know we've been taught to live in this world of the mind, this thinking, processing mind where we're supposed to figure everything out and make all these decisions up in our head. But I found that if we can sink a little deeper, drop down into our heart space, and if we can rest here, feeling our feet rooted, grounded into the earth below us, fully present here, connected with the ground, the earth we stand on. And if we can be present to all that is alive here as we're connected, earth below, sky above, sinking down into our hearts. Being present, breathing deeply into our heart space, I've found that this tends to be the most skillful space to make those decisions. Where are we heading now? Where are we heading now as we stand here, grounded, rooted, fully embodied, present in this moment? Where to now? Where do we set our gaze? Where do we allow our attention to go? Where will we allow our energy to flow as we prepare ourselves to take these next steps? And if you're here and are picking up on any sort of yes to this journey, moving forward from this space with me here as your guide, as your teacher, as a storyteller, as a companion, here on this wild, often chaotic, often painful, challenging, yet still beautiful life that is here, this human experience here on planet Earth. If there's any sort of yes, maybe you find it as a subtle hum, a nice light-filled vibration. Maybe you feel it as a full sort of lightning bolt charge through your body. Get to know your yes. What is your yes? If you find it here in this moment, then all I can say is I so look forward to being here on this journey with you as we step forward into what gets to unfold here on the Mountain Mystic podcast. I thank you so much for your time, your energy, your attention today, and I look forward to where we get to journey together.